All right, all right, all right. Welcome to another episode of Ask a Photo Pro. It is me. I'm Carty, your friendly neighborhood photographer. Today we are talking about adapting and the reason that so many photographers fail. Those two things kind of go hand in hand, like if you're not adapting, if you're not rolling with it, and also, oh my God, if you're not learning from the mistakes, the problem I think with most photographers is they actually don't know what they should be doing on a day to day basis. We're going to get into that and so much more. By the way, if it's the first time you've seen me, I'm Carty. I'm a professional photographer. I've been doing this for 33 years. I help photographers like you. I help photographers just like you transition into the life of a working full-time photographer so you can leave that 9 to 5 grind that you probably hate. I've been doing this through these immersive live streams, and in person, I've been helping photographers transition from assistant to pro, from student to pro since my third year of photography business. So I've been doing that for 30 years. I've helped hundreds of photographers in person advance, and thousands of photographers here on YouTube advance to that next level with their career. So that's what I do. And today, again, we are talking about the reasons that so many photographers fail. I got dust on my shoulder. Oops, on the other side. The thing that also we got to get into is just changes. And I'm going to parallel my changes and the things that I've gone through in my career, in my life, and the things that I've had to adapt to, the things that I've had to actually change so I can actually still be here, still have a business. Because, oh my goodness. Do you want in, buddy? My dog, hang on. Now you want in? Now you want in? You're like an elevator, buddy. Up and down. Like an elevator. He wants to be in, he wants to be out. He wants to be in, he wants to be out. All right, right now he's in. That is tempo, tempo, the dog. All right. So, as I was saying, adapting as a photographer and the things that I've had to do to adapt, and also the things that I'm doing right here to adapt to make my entire system, my whole photography education system better. It's all what we have to do. First of all, I'm going to talk about, we're going to go back to any time that I've ever felt like my career was gonna be over. It was always because of a lack of action. Like inaction, that's the thing, sadly, that happens to. It's the thing that happens to us photographers, and we get stuck. Inaction, no action. Oh my God, I like to call it paralysis. This happens to me so often. I get stuck. And I know that it's not just me. I know that creatives get stuck. And if you're trying to be a professional photographer, you have to figure out a way to get unstuck. And how you always get unstuck is with information. Information. You've heard so many times. So many times. Knowledge is power. And if you're stuck, it's because you don't have the right knowledge. And if you see other people out there not stuck, you see other people out there and they're succeeding, guess what they have? They have the right knowledge. They have the right information. Funny, information is something that I always hid from information. I hid from business. Oops, I can't spell today. I hid from business info. And I was really bad at outward reach. Meaning talking to strangers. So all I did was fill my brain with business info, and I learned how to outward reach. And what you realize is these two things are a roadblock. They are an absolute roadblock to your success as a photographer. Understanding the business and understanding how to hunt. Those are the two things that only the people who figure out this stuff, that learn this info, cross over into success. It's the only way to do it. So what people do is they do nothing. They stay stuck. They don't even try to see what other photographers are doing. You look at other photographers as competition, not as education. Think about it. You can look at photographers as competition or education. That's a choice. It's literally a choice. You can choose to see somebody who's successful as competition. Or you can see it as education. And how if you used what someone who is successful is doing as education, you could imitate them and also achieve success yourself. That's the hard part, is that it's not copying when you're not taking the work from them, when you're using systems. And we're going to get into that. I'm torn. I don't know whether to talk about the changes that are happening here with me, with my channel, with my communities, or talk to you about this super important stuff. I'm hoping that it doesn't matter to you because you're going to stay for everything. You're going to watch to the end. But I'm going to talk about this stuff first because this is why you click this video. There's 6 phases that you have to master in order to go from your current 9-to-5 life to the life of a working pro. There's 6 phases. And in each phase, I'm going to talk about what the phase is and what people usually do that are failing in that phase. So phase number 1 is your work and a market for that work. So we're going to divide it like this. People who are successful they specialize. People who are successful, they have a niche. That's their specialty. And they obsess. They obsess over that niche. Also, they bring value. They bring value to that niche. And because they specialize, they become an expert. Because they do one thing incredibly well. Photographers that are failing, they shoot what they want. Not what the market wants. They shoot what they want. Next, they shoot whatever. Is there. So they basically are taking instead of making. They're taking pictures and they're not executing. Oops. They're not executing ideas. So, number one, when you shoot what you want, there's no market for that work. When you're taking instead of making, nobody wants the work that you like to make. They want the work that they need created. And not executing ideas. This is the reason you're not working, is because you're not learning how to execute ideas for yourself so you can be paid to execute ideas for other people. This is phase one. Why people don't even get to start. They don't even get to start their business because it's about them and not about a marketplace. Here's some examples. Car photographer. What's the market? Collectors, dealerships, manufacturers, parts, like painters. Like there's so many markets around the people who sell the car parts, the people who there's so many markets attached to car photography. Attached to cars. So product photography. Pick a niche within product photography. Beauty, cosmetics, products. You'll make $1 jillion. $1 jillion shooting cosmetics, beauty cosmetics, those type of products. But there's also tech products, technology. Like even within product photography, there's other specific niches. And once you know exactly what your specialty is, you obsess over that specialty. It's all you think about, all you talk about, it's all you look at, and becomes super easy to find clients within that niche because you're an expert. So that's why people fail in phase one. Vicky back for 10 whole months. 10 months. That's almost a year, Vicky, that you've been a member. That's insane. Let's go. We're going to talk about the photo review level memberships in a minute. We got to get through this because this is super important. So imagine the work. There's a quick way to fail in phase one. Phase one. Quick way to fail in phase one. Phase two. Thanks for rejoining, Vicky. Phase two is the packaging. The packaging, which is your portfolio your website, your social profiles, and you. You are the biggest part of the package. Let's draw a straighter line. Watch this. Oops. Hey, yo. Let's even do that here. There we go. So, the packaging. Your portfolio, your website, your socials, and you. Okay? This is what a successful photographer does. A successful photographer has a niche, they have a specialty, and they have an industry standard site. What's an industry standard site? Well, I've talked so much about like an industry standard site. Slick, easy, quick, strong work, obviously, and personal style. They look like a creative, not like a dentist. They look like a photographer, not like a accountant. They're creatives. That's what successful photographers, as far as the packaging, super easy. People who are unsuccessful, they don't shop or haven't shopped. They haven't bought a piece of clothes. Usually guys, they haven't bought a piece of clothes from themselves since like their wife bought something for them 7 years ago. They don't shop. No style. Like that's no style. And they're trying to be in the image business. No style. No website. Just Instagram. Just Insta. And no, it goes back to no consistency, no niche, no specialization, just no brand. We'll just sum it right there. No brand. Simple. Phase 2. That's the difference between someone who's successful and someone who's not. So phase 3 is also it's pretty simple to see the difference between people who are successful and people who are not. It's pretty easy to see. That's such a crooked line. Jeez Louise. Let's start all over again here. Okay, I'll take that one. It's my little bleed at the end. This is hard, guys. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, so let's go into phase 3. Phase 3. Super simple. Phase 3 is the business. And not just the business, the value business. The value business of photography. Like, you bring value with work. Your work and ideas. Simple. And also, you're set up. The business is set up. You have an LLC. You have a corporation. Your taxes, like you're set up. You have an accountant. Everything is like you're set up. This is the business of photography. Successful people, they have an Inc. or an LLC. Oops. LLP. I don't know what that is. An LLC. They bring value. And they create an experience. They create an experience when people work with them. I create an experience when people work with me. Experiencing. It's hard to write on an iPad, just FYI. They create an experience. And they have a tight ship. You can just tell people who have a tight ship. Like, everything is set up. Their invoicing, their quotes, their proposals, everything is just slick. It's got to be slick. So imagine phase 3, the value business. They bring value. They're set up with an LLC and Inc. They create an experience that goes beyond just making photos. They run a tight ship. People who are failing have no company. It's just them. There's no corporation. There's no LLC. They're operating maybe a sole proprietorship. And if you're doing this, if you're operating a sole proprietorship, you're going to get murdered in taxes. You're going to get murdered. So set up a corporation today. Seriously, set it up today. The government and the universe favors corporations. Set up a corporation for your creative business. So if you have no company, if you have a sole proprietorship, you're in trouble. You're in trouble every tax year. And no value. Meaning, if you're making something that nobody wants, you don't have a business. If you're making something that nobody wants, you don't have a business. No foundation. So the difference here in phase 3, it's so simple. The people who are tight and succeeding, and the people who are, or my God, this is the next one. I forgot about this one. Avoidance. People who are just avoiding this completely. Been there for sure. Just avoiding the whole business side of this whole thing, because you're just like, doing it for fun. This is fun. I love photography. It's fun. Just touching on this, the work, this first phase, just for a second. Just touching on the work, I want you to just imagine for a second, like, because it all starts, and before we get into phase 4, I want you to just imagine your photography like your front lawn, okay? Think of your photography like your front lawn, okay? Everything that grows there is one of your photographs. One of your photographs that's public. Now, you walk through neighborhoods and you see some neighborhoods and they have completely manicured, tailored front lawns. Some plant flowers, okay? You could think even the flowers are your portfolio pictures. And some of these flowers, my flowers, they're all red roses. Imagine, all red roses. So when you're walking by my house and you look, you just see red roses, manicured garden, manicured lawn. You're like, huh, that guy makes red roses. No question. You can see it from a distance. Imagine the unmanicured lawn that has weeds and has daisies and roses and daffodils and like all kinds of flowers, and then wildflowers and then weeds and then dandelions and all that just kicking up from their lawn. That's a photographer who shoots what they want. That's what your work looks like to the world. Think about that. That's what your work looks like to the world. It looks like an unmanicured lawn. How you fix that is you start pulling the dandelions. And in fact, you pull the wildflowers. Even if the wildflowers are beautiful, you pull the wildflowers because there's no value in them. They grow everywhere. You know? Like, you only keep the manicured roses or white roses or yellow roses or only daffodils or only tulips, and you cut your lawn. You manicure your lawn. You trim your hedges. You sweep up. You make your curb appeal beautiful. And from one look at your lawn or garden, people can see that's what that person does. They do yellow daffodils. They do white roses. Without making the effort, the work to curate and prune your own garden, your own photography. Well, I like shooting everything. It's like amazing. Guess what your garden looks like? Seriously. Like, it doesn't matter what you like. Are you trying to work? Because if you're trying to work, let's talk about curb appeal. If you're trying to hire a real estate photographer to shoot your $250,000 home, or your $1 million home, or your $3 or $5 or $10 million home, you're hiring the best real estate photographer you can afford. And if you look at their portfolio, it's going to be all beautiful real estate photography of $3, $4, $5, $6, and $10 million homes. That's the photographer. And when he says, yes, it costs $60,000 for me to photograph your house, you're like, okay, well, I'm trying to sell it, and I'm going to make way more than that when I sell it. And this guy's photography sells houses. So I'm going to hire this one or this girl. So specializing and curb appeal. It's like, it's the thing that we're attracted to. Think of a Porsche dealership. It's like clean lines. Porsche, 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 Porsche. Think of an Apple store. Clean lines. Product. It's like, and what does your store look like? And what does your work look like? What does your personal style look like? What does your marketing look like? This is all intertwined, and this is why people fail. Honestly, it hurts my feelings because it's not that hard. It's not that hard, and we use intelligent imitation. And intelligent imitation is so simple. Intelligent imitation. And how we use intelligent imitation is it's like, you'll feel silly after I show you this, because all you do is go to Behance and hello Behance, let's go sometime today. Go to Behance, search whatever type of photography you do. Say you do car photography on location. So you search car photography on location, and it now spits out, and you say creative fields, I'm interested only in photography. And it now spits out ideas. That's all it's doing, is it's now spitting out ideas for you to execute with your own portfolio. Like, look at this shot. Look at this girl in front of the car with some motion. Oh, look at this shot. Like, all you're now doing is finding your future portfolio. Like, you can do this with anything. And by the way, you can't do this on Instagram. This is why Behance is so powerful. This is where creatives live. This is where photographers live. This is where people who hire photographers live. Art direction, design. If you're trying to get inspiration on graphic design, if you're trying to get inspired on looking at like what is the it for web design, like you can find inspiration and ideas like on another level that you can then execute with your own photography in your own way to attract your own clients. Like, this is how you do intelligent imitation. And doing this is how the industry works. This is what makes the industry go around, is you find the most creative people. You look at idea and you're like, oh my God, I could do this. Not with like cars, but I could do it with makeup on bot. Like, there's so many different things that would spawn for you from looking at this. And also, as a car photographer, tell me this doesn't move the needle as a car photographer. It's just totally inspiring. So, use Behance to also see client work, to see what's getting hired, to see who's getting hired and the kind of work that they're hiring. This is how you use intelligent imitation with any niche you can think of. Intelligent imitation. It's kind of like, it's not stealing when you're taking from multiple sources. So phase 4 is the systems. And the systems, there's systems for everything. There's systems for making money. Systems for doing post-processing, systems for shooting to make more money. Successful photographers have a system for everything. A system for everything. A system for backing up, a system for making sure you don't write over top of a card that you haven't imported, a system for invoicing, a system for quoting, a system for absolutely everything. Smart photographers have systems. And every successful business, multi-billion-dollar business like Starbucks, have systems. McDonald's has a system. So when you order a Royale with cheese in Paris, it's the same as a quarter pounder with cheese here in Toronto, you know? So it's artful. Systems, there's guidebooks like do this, then do this, then do this, do that. Like, systems, create your own systems. I use Notion. Notion is one of my systems. There's the second brain, which is the para method that Tiago Forte invented to make it so you can remember every single thing that you ever think of. Every single thing that you write down, you can remember it and you can find it, like the para system. So it's like, even if it's not your own systems, grab onto someone else's. Like, don't hold on to a bad system strongly. Hold on to good systems weakly, and like wait for other great systems to come in and be like, oh my God, that's a way better system, and I'm going to do that. And we're going to get into systems because I have so many systems. One of the systems you're participating in right now, my YouTube, my memberships, like my community, like photo submissions, like all of that, it's a system and it's a working system, and I'm about to change it. And I'm changing it because I'm making it better. I'm changing it because it's time for change. And the whole point is I'm adapting. I'm adapting now so I can explode it. So I don't have like 80 people or 100 people on my photo submission list. I have 300 people on my photo submission list. You know, like, we're expanding it. So I'll get into my systems later, but photographers that are successful have a system for everything, and it's artful when it works. Like, this is why I love YouTube and I love these podcasts and I love like my community and all this, because it's the system that like I thought up and I like implemented it. And I also used intelligent imitation from other realms and made like this new system that fit me that nobody else was doing. Like, I invented a system. And that system worked for years. But now I'm changing that system. So photographers who are successful have a system for everything. Photographers that are failing have no systems. And in fact, they do the same thing over and over with no automation. No automation. They don't use actions in Photoshop. Put your hands up if you don't use actions in Photoshop. Like saying you have to resize a bunch of images, or you're continually resizing an image to the same size over and over and over again. You create an action and you just push play and it goes and it saves it in the folder that you told it to save it in. So automation, systems. Photographers that are failing, they have no systems. And in fact, they're not even investigating systems. They're not even learning about systems, or they don't even know systems exist. Like, I don't even know. Actions? I didn't even know that was a thing. Like, automations. There's automations for everything. And systems like when I post a video here on YouTube, it automatically posts to Twitter. That's a system, you know? And I could make it so when I post a video on YouTube or I go live on YouTube, it automatically sends an email out to like everybody on the list. Automation. So it's like, and in fact, YouTube does that. All you got to do is hit the bell icon and it'll send you an email when I go live. That's an automation for YouTube. YouTube has automations. Subscriptions, it's an automation. You hit the subscribe button on my channel and then now my content gets automatically pushed into your feed. It's an automation. When I post a video, you hit the bell, you get notified. It's an automation. So these are systems. And for a photographer like you, how you're going to become successful is you create your own systems that work specifically for you and exclusively for you. And how you can adapt them is by taking systems from other photographers that work for them and use them yourself. Indie, that's one system. If you're running a photography business, especially if you're doing that and juggling photo shoots, I've got something that might be a game changer for you. It's called Indie, and trust me, it's like having a personal business assistant, only it's affordable. First off, imagine creating eye-catching project proposals super easily. Indie helps you do that so you can impress your clients and get more gigs. Plus, there's these ready-to-go contracts which are a breeze to sign thanks to electronic signatures. No more paperwork headaches. Then there's the task management part. You know how you have to keep track of a million things? Indie has a great to-do list and digital tools that let you visualize your work and keep everything super organized. It's really helpful. Invoicing, Indie's got you covered. Send out professional invoices and estimates and let your clients pay through options like PayPal, Stripe, Zelle, and even pay you by check if they need to. Working closely with clients, Indie has a cool client portal where you can chat, share files, and keep everybody in the loop. It's like your project command center. You don't need to use Google Drive. For those of you who are still billing by the hour, there's a time tracker that logs how much time you're spending on each project. Talk about making life easier. And then there's extras like file storage for your photos, customizable forms for all your client interactions, and a calendar that gives you a bird's eye view of your schedule. Here's the kicker. With my promo code Carty35, you can get 35% off your first year of Indie's Pro plan, which works out to be about $7.80 a month if you go monthly, and an even better deal of $5.85 a month if you pay annually. It's $5.85. So if you want to focus more on the creative side of your business and less on that stuff that you don't like doing that much, Indie is your go-to. Click the link in the video description, use my code Carty35, and watch the magic happen. Give it a go. See how it works for you and watch how it transforms your business. Thanks so much. Thank you to Indie for always taking care of us here on this channel and taking care of you. I'm telling you, if you're a freelancer, Indie is a no-brainer. $7 a month to like completely run your freelance business. Sign up for Indie. It's no dope. No. What am I saying? Yes. Sign up. Yeah, it's no brainer. That's what I'm saying. Phase 5, outward reach. Outward reach is where I suck. I sucked here. Like, I'm so bad and was always horrible at talking to people, talking to strangers, and saying, hey, I'm available for photography. That's what I would always say. Hey, I'm available for photography projects. People would be like, who cares? So learning how to hunt. This is called hunting because we're hunter-gatherers, you know? We used to have spears. We used to have to hunt in order to eat. And we still have to hunt in order to eat now, but we just hunt differently. We hunt behind our computer using our keyboards and our brain. We hunt because we have information, and it becomes super easy to hunt. Smart people, they have a niche. They specialize. They're packaged properly, and they obsess. So once you're packaged, you have a niche, meaning like your website is sick. You look like you're happy with what you look like. You have some self-confidence. You went out, you bought some jeans, you bought a new outfit, you bought a pair of shoes, a shirt, you know? It's like maybe you updated your glasses, maybe you cleaned your glasses so they weren't all full of fingerprint smudges, and like actually got a shave, you know? Or if you're a female, you bought a nice little outfit and like some shoes, and like usually girls are way more put together as far as style than guys are. So guys, especially if you're a guy between 25 and 45, you're usually the kind of people who have the worst personal style. So you're packaged and you're obsessed and you have a niche and you have some enthusiasm. And the reason that you have enthusiasm is because you bring value. You bring value and you have an offer. Your offer is, hey, you have bad car photography. I make amazing car photography. Let me help you transform your poor website into an amazing website using my great photography. Simple offer, you know? So what you're selling, once you learn to bring value and you talk about transformation, instead of people who are failing at this, they're trying to sell. No one wants what you're buying, what you're trying to sell. No one wants it because you haven't done all the other stuff, which is obsess over a specific niche, specialize, so you actually know the problems that people within that niche, within that space are having that you could solve with your photography. You don't have a niche, then who are you obsessing over? You're just obsessing over photography, but that nobody wants. So now you're trying to sell. Selling is like you walk into Best Buy and the guy's like, hey, you want a TV? And you're like, no, thanks. I don't really want a TV. And they're like, yeah, but they're $3.99. You're like, no, thanks. I still don't need a TV. And they're like, yeah, but it's like today only. And it's like the more someone tries to hard sell you, the more you resist. So it's because they're trying to sell something that you don't want. Like, I don't sell things to anybody that they don't want. And when you're talking to people who you already know need you, they want you. They just don't know about you yet. So you're just making them aware, and you're talking only about the value that you bring and the transformation. Then outward reach becomes super easy. So phase 5, outward reach, there's an art to this, but you have to learn how to read the market. And reading the market is the next one. The photographers that are failing are not outward reaching. They're not at all doing this. They're using only their net, and their net is usually Insta. That's their net, is usually just Instagram. And it's like, I'm not working. This sucks. Wow. You're not doing anything. Literally. It's literally like a platform that you don't even own. It's not even a platform that you own, and it's controlled by an algorithm. I use a mailing list. I can just send an email, and everybody who claims to have opted in, or they have opted in, so they're claiming to want my information, I can just send it out to them in one, everybody. So that becomes a whole other, I control that mailing list. Instagram doesn't own my mailing list. So, And people who opt in want to work with me. So people who are smart they build a community around their work and what they're doing. And they start a mailing list, and they use that mailing list to attract potential customers, and you give them value for free. And then when it comes time for them to hire a photographer, you're the only one that they're thinking about, because you help them pick the right outfit for when they get headshots, or you help them pick the right photographer, or you help them know when like a photographer is good or bad, or you help them, you know, with something, how you taught them about the moire effect and how to not wear vertical stripes that are close together when you're on a photo shoot. You taught them something. So when it comes to hiring somebody, they're going to think about you because you pay attention to those small details and you talk about it in your blog posts. So outward reach and using better nets than just social media in your website. You build your website, that's like setting one trap. You set up all your social profiles, it's like setting up another trap. 20% of the people who follow you only see it. And also, like, you get shown in the algorithm only if you post specifically one type of content. If you're a headshot photographer, only post headshots. And then hashtag like actors, blah, 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 people who are looking for headshots, you know? So, because if you're posting pictures of your kids, plus headshots, plus a wedding, plus this, like Instagram doesn't know how to categorize you. They don't know how to categorize you. You're just a photographer. So you're uncategorizable, and now you're being shown to people who don't need, and then you're getting no engagement. Post one thing. Now Instagram figures out quickly the audience that like that one thing, and then they feed you to that audience, and then that audience becomes your customers. So it's phase 5. Phase 5 is outward reach. And phase 6 is putting it all together. And putting it all together and reading the market and staying consistent and using the right systems and always putting it together, maintaining your packaging and maintaining your personal style and always hunting and always having great traps and all this stuff. Like, oops, that's not what I'm trying to do. All of this stuff is called consistency. And if you're wondering what you should be doing on a day-to-day basis, after I just laid out that, figuring that out, like that, those 6 phases that you have to go through, including putting it all together, reading the market, like all of that that's your day-to-day. That's your day-to-day. Working on systems, building your website, updating your website, posting to social media, reaching out to people, doing photo shoots, doing post-production. Like, days disappear. And again, I don't have enough time in an 8-hour span to do the things that I need to do in my waking hours. So I stay up until 5, and I was up until 5 last night. So it's just how it goes. For me, my brain works best when people are sleeping. That's when I'm like, so get great ideas late at night. And then I write them down and then I implement them next day, which is what I've been doing all day today, is implementing these ideas. Where people fall off is consistency. I'm telling you, man, like, if you have that perfectly manicured oh my God. Consistency. This is where people fall off. Because imagine if you have that perfectly manicured lawn, what happens if you don't touch it for the whole summer? Come back at the end of the year, come back in September, your front lawn is a shit show. You don't, your lawn is not going to evolve into the point where it's cutting itself, de-weeding itself, trimming its own roses, cutting its own lawn. Like, anything that you don't continually work at goes to shit. Anything, including your body. Including your body. Your house. This is where you live. Okay? Doesn't matter where you physically live. Your body is where your mind lives. And if you're not staying on it and doing 10,000 steps a day and these kinds of things that are keeping you, like, how can you maintain the energy needed in order to run a successful photography business? You know? I'm 54, about to be. I'm 54 next month. So I'm 53. Let's not age myself. But the amount of energy that I have at 54, I'm doing more things in a day than people who are in their 20s are doing. How is that? Like, because you have more energy than me, but yet I just have more information than you. And I know the things that are necessary to be done in order to advance my business forward. So it's a rough thing, but consistency is like your front lawn. If you're like Doyle Daniels, let's go with the supers. Doyle, thank you, man, for your $5. Appreciate you, Doyle. Doyle's one of our new viewers. Great photographer, has busted some photos of the week right off the top. Like, just right off the bat. Thank you, Doyle, for your donation. I appreciate you for the super chat. So, consistency. You guys know, like, I try to be an example for consistency for you. That's what I've always tried to be. I'm here 3 days a week, every week, no matter what, unless I'm shooting. And I book my weeks around this podcast. So I don't shoot Tuesdays, Thursdays, Sundays. I don't shoot those days because I podcast those days. So I schedule my life to shoot on other days that aren't my podcast days because I'm consistent. Unless there's one of those days like last week where I could not do it on a Thursday. Guess what I did? I did my podcast on the Friday. So I made it up to you. You know, I'm consistent. And I try to lead as an example. But I also have systems. And the last thing I want to touch on before we wrap up is just how I'm changing and how I'm adapting. Video killed the radio star. And that was a song from the 80s. You know, when music videos came out, video killed the radio star. And video killed the photographer only is my new statement. Video killed the photographer only. And I'm not saying like you have to sell the service of making videos. Although if you do, you're smart, because I make 50% of my funds in a yearly basis from shooting video. I am a full-time photographer. I am not I don't call myself a filmmaker, but I make plenty of videos, plenty of little short films, plenty of little 1 minutes, plenty of 2 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute, half hour interviews, like long form, like shorts, verts. Like I do so many of this stuff for client and I get paid well. If I didn't add video, if I didn't adapt to learning how to edit and shoot direct video, I would have been out of business by now. We wouldn't even be having this conversation. You know? Here's another one. Talking on camera. I used to hate it. I used to hate it. And I can't even tell you, like, I would do it, but I would hate it. And it was because, like, my teeth were jacked. I didn't like my teeth. And it's like, my teeth were jacked for most of my life. I come from a family of bad teeth. And it's like, I made some money and I said, I'm going to fix it because it's making it so I'm nervous about meeting new people, about talking to new people, about being on camera, all because of my grill. Same guy. But because I had spaces and they were yellow and I had like, it was like, so let's just get them all fixed. Hollywood smile. Give me that. How much? Whew. Whoa. All right. I need that Hollywood smile more than I need that money. More? Okay. Here we go. And now, changed my life. Completely changed my life. I should have did it 10 years ago. But you start to realize, like, once you finally do that thing that you've been thinking about, talking about, or blah, 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 blah for so long, you just do it. Oh my goodness. You start to think like, you know what's even cooler? Not talking about it and just doing it. Instead of saying, I'm gonna, talk about stuff after you've already done it. When people see you and they're like, oh my God. And people saw me after I was so obsessed about my teeth. And they said this, I didn't even notice. I was like, pardon? Pardon? I didn't even notice your teeth before. I didn't even notice. I was like, number one, I was amazing at hiding it. And number two, like the pain and all the stuff that I was like, ugh, it was a shit show. So I needed it because like I had jaw issues and like my jaw locked at one point. Like I had problems. Like I had to fix it like medically, but also aesthetically. So I got to do both at the same time, you know? But people telling me that knew me for 30 years are like, I didn't even notice. It tells you like the things that you obsess about, people don't even notice. So just do it. People see you how you see yourself. So I adapted. I got my grill fixed. And then guess what? Guess what I said? I said, if I get my teeth fixed, I'm going to start my YouTube channel. And I had my YouTube channel and I got my teeth fixed in 2014. Okay? In 2014. Guess how long it took me before I actively started this whole thing? 2021. 2021. 2021. So 2014, 2021. Do the math. So that's how long it took me now with the perfect smile. Still not doing the things that I should have did. So I'm telling you this as like lessons because I could have been Peter McKinnon right now. If I had started back then, I'd be Peter McKinnon. It'd be people talking about Peter McKinnon instead of Steve Carty. You know what I mean? Instead of people talking about Steve Carty instead of Peter McKinnon. That's what I'm trying to say. But I was in my head. And guess what? It was too hard. I was saying it was too hard because too much time had passed and too many people had too much traction on me because I was comparing myself to them. And why start now? Because I didn't start 10 years ago when I should have started when I first started my channel. Well, what's the point in starting now? You know, like whatever those things are that we tell ourselves to like reason ourselves out of something. Like, honestly, I promise you, you will be better at talking yourself out of something than anybody else in the universe. Like, you'll be better. Like, I can talk myself out of anything. I can talk myself out of anything. Carty, come to this thing. It was like, I don't know, man. You can make you can talk yourself out of any amazing situation, any beautiful thing. You can talk yourself just out of it and reason why you shouldn't do it. So Calligraphy says, I hate when you compare yourself to him. Calligraphy, I'm not comparing myself to him in the like sense that I would be Peter McKinnon. Comparing myself to him in like, what would my channel be? Because I can only be me. I can't be him. But how big would my growth be here if I had started 5 years ago? And again, everything happens exactly when it's supposed to happen. Like, so then that's the next thing. Everything happens when exactly it's supposed to happen. So you can't rush something and make something happen sooner than it should happen. And like, even if you could or say you shoulda, woulda, coulda, shoulda started something 10 years ago, it would have been totally different, and the trajectory would have been. So I'm just talking BS calligraphy, honestly, and even bringing up McKinnon's name, you know? But the thing that he did figure out early is he figured out how to leverage YouTube as a way to create passive income. So his photography career, like, he didn't have to stress about doing photography jobs. It kind of worked for him. You know what I mean? So, you know, anyways, blah, 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 coffee. Blah, 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 pirate ship. Enough of that. So I adapt. And when it comes to this whole YouTube channel, what I decided to do is I put all my eggs in, like, I'm going to monetize this YouTube channel, and I'm going to turn on memberships, and the people who become members here on YouTube, they can submit photos. And I'm going to use Discord, and like there's integration with Discord and everything. And it was like beautiful. And at $5 a month, it was perfect. Okay, perfect. Keep in mind, at $5 a month, YouTube still gets $150. I get $350. Okay. And that system worked. And then it gets to the point where there was like 50 people submitting photos. 50. And that's like a 4-hour episode. And if I don't look at all 50, then it becomes like it rolls into the next week, and it rolls into, and then now people are paying money and I'm not getting to their photo. So how you eliminate 50 photos is make the price twice as much. So I started a photo review tier at $10. And the photo submissions came down, but the review people joining at the review level at $10, people had no problem and saw the value. And the people who submit, I review the photos. Amazing. But YouTube now takes $3 of that $10 YouTube takes. So I get $7, a couple of dollars more than $5, and YouTube gets $3 for facilitating this exchange. So I am adapting. And let's also talk about, I used intelligent imitation, and I chose Discord as my platform to grow my community, because people in the gaming space were growing communities on Discord. It's free. It was good integrations with Twitch and YouTube and such like that. And it worked. It worked beautifully. John upgraded to photo reviews, John. And I'm just literally about to say, don't upgrade to photo reviews, because I am eliminating photo reviews here on this channel through YouTube. How can I put it like this? I'm going to do it like this. There's going to be photo reviews here. There's still going to be photo reviews. So I'll draw it out. I'll map it out. There's still going to be photo reviews here on YouTube. This is the easiest way to do it. Explain it. Because this is my system now. You join on YouTube. Okay. You can join at 2 levels, Carty Crew or Carty Crew Submissions, okay? Those are the 2 options when you join on YouTube. And then how you submit, whether you're Carty Crew or Carty blah, 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 is on Discord. Okay, so this is free. So this is $0. Carty Crew Submissions is $10. And it's integrated with Discord, YouTube, blah, blah, blah. So, join button. So this is what we're going to do. YouTube, we are keeping the Carty Crew memberships at $5. So you guys can activate my chat and do all of this crazy stuff that you like to do with glitching me and my cameras and all that stuff. Like, I love the fact that I give you guys control so you can mess with me. It's kind of fun, and I'll always be giving you new cool things that you can do to me here on chat during my live streams without being too disruptive. So YouTube, Carty Crew memberships at $5, they stay. But YouTube submission level, we're deleting that. So if you are submission level on YouTube, I'm going to delete that. And the reason that I'm going to delete that is because I have a better system. And also I've made a better system. And also the one more thing is Discord, which is my free community. Free community is going away. My free community is going away because it is going to become a new free community on the Carty method. And how it is, and again, TCM is the Carty method, FYI. Someone glitched me here, or am I still frozen from when you took a picture? There I go. Okay, so the Carty method. The Carty method is going to have now my Carty crew community is going to be there. Also, my Carty crew submissions is also going to be there. This is going to be $0. This is there at $10. And also my pro group is also going to be there. This, you can message me if you want to know how much the pro group costs. So this is basically, and by the way, the pro group includes photo submissions. It includes that. So if you're part of the pro group, you don't have to pay that because you get all of this included. So I'm just changing the delivery system for how I do my photo reviews. Rather than I'm still delivering them here, but I'm accepting them not on Discord. I'm accepting them somewhere else now. So that's the thing that is dope, is that I'm going to show you what my communities look like. And basically how to join. So when you go to thecartymethod.com, you're going to see new things. When you scroll down here, this is if it's your first time and you've never been on my Carty Method website. You're gonna come down here and you're going to see, I mean, again, there's so much information here, but my community is right here. It says join my community. So that's gonna bring you to here where you can put in your email address, your name, create a login, and then it's going to take you to my communities. And there it is. So it's going to take you to my communities. And I'm going to show you exactly how it works. This is the new photography communities here. Now, I have 3 different sections, and you'll see this is the Carty Crew new hub. This is just chatting, and people are hanging out. I'll make my text a little bit bigger. People are hanging out here right now. And there's also, this is a replacement for Discord, and there's a leaderboard. And the thing that's great is there's a directory, so you can find every single person who is in here and get their profile and communicate with them. The thing that is also insane is any single person that is here, I can just click this and instantly start a video chat with them. So you can be speaking in your own rooms all the time, which is actually incredible to be able to jump into a live room, be able to communicate back and forth this way. And this is the new hub. But then there's the photo reviews. So if you join at the photo review level, you also get access to the weekly assignments, my photo submission folder, assignment inspiration, my photo reviews, Instagram reviews, website review, raw processing, peer review. Everything that was existing in the Discord is here. Yeah, please don't give out your phone numbers, everybody. Yeah, so everything is going to be here. And just like this other, once you're in my Pro Accelerator group, they have their own community within here. You only see what you get access to. So if you are a submission level, you will see this plus this. If you are a Pro Accelerator group member, you will see this plus this plus this. And if you are a free member, you will see this only. So it is a newer, better, cleaner way for me. It's a better, cleaner, newer way for me to actually keep track of, like, first of all, everything that's going on here. I can make announcements. I can do meetups. Like, there's so much more that I can do here. Weekly check-ins and all that stuff, just all contained here. Like, is a lot tighter. It's something, and again, the cool Kip and a couple other people are asking, is there dark mode? Right now, there's not dark mode. I wish there was dark mode as well, but again, it's like, I'll ask the people who make this, because there is no specific way to turn this into dark mode, sadly. But there's an app on the phone. I like dark mode, yes, but again, don't let that be the only reason that you're not coming over here, because there's no dark mode. Because at some point there will be, again, it's like if enough people nudge Kajabi to build that in, because yes, it is a little bit bright, but question? I definitely, so I answered that. But I love dark mode too. I'm on dark mode on all of my devices, including my iPad and my phone and all that stuff. But again, it's like, maybe I'll send a message to customer service and see if dark mode is something that they're thinking about. But there's no, like, much like Discord, there's no like internal customization. The thing is that Discord is like just dark. I mean, I guess they have light mode and dark mode, so I don't know. I'll see if that's something that these guys can turn on. But yeah, Cool Kip says there's a dark mode extension on your browser. And Calligraphy, yes, the masterclass is moving. The masterclass is going to exist inside the Pro Photographers Accelerator. And if you're part of the masterclass, I'm going to migrate you over. I'm going to be asking people to, like, if you're paying monthly, to stop paying monthly there and start paying monthly here. It's like there is going to be like a changeover period. It's going to end up benefiting you more than it ends up benefiting me. Like, there's going to be, you'll end up getting half a month for free or something like that as you're like transferring over. But yes, the masterclass is becoming the pro group. And once you see how I can build this out, like, this is still just starting. Like, I started building the community side out last week, but like the amount of information that I have now, and again, we're going to do a meeting. I'm trying to do a meeting with my mods so I can really explain what's going in here and what the goal is for expansion. Because at some point, like, my masterclass had 50, my pro group's gonna had 50. I want to be able to have 100. I want to be able to have 200 people in my pro group. I want to be able, like, you know what I mean? But it's all about like how many people I can actively help. So, I'm trying to make sure that like I have like balanced numbers in the pro group, also balanced numbers in the submission level, because if 80 people submitted photos, like, it would be really hard to manage. You know what I mean? So yeah, it kind of works out because not everybody submits every week, so it ends up working out that way. But yeah, I'm definitely here to answer any more of your questions. The photo review level here on YouTube is going to end. It's going to take me some work to be able to email everybody on that list, because I did export the list. So I do have a list of all the YouTube channels of all my members, But having their YouTube channel isn't having their email. So I got to figure out a way to get the emails of all the people who are members, because when you become a member, you don't necessarily have to give your email address. So, or I don't necessarily get it. Let me say that. If you become a member of my channel, I don't have your email. So the thing that's great about this system is that I will be able to communicate with you. I can send you an email, like you. I can connect, like send you an email. I can send everybody an email. I can send specific groups emails. Like it becomes a lot easier for me to communicate without always having to @message people. And there's way better announcements, and like I can put course material in here. There's so many different angles. Somebody asked me the other day about my blog, and it's like, hey, I pay for your blog. Does this carry over? And I was thinking, like, there is a way for me to carry over the content that is on my Substack here. So if you're paying for, say, like a year in advance, it's like I might double, because Substack's an amazing network for growing, like for growth and awareness, and letting like so many people find me from the Substack network. And if I move off Substack and put it on my blog, I'm going to lose that organic growth. So, but I might duplicate the content that I put on Substack on the Carty method. So that's a possibility. But this is the hub. This is the new hub. There's a link to join in the video description. I'm trying to get everybody over here, and the YouTube subscription submission level, again, I'm keeping YouTube members on. So you still will be able to be a member here. It's going to be $5. Once I quit subscription level, you guys are going to have to sign up again, because it doesn't downgrade you. If I delete a higher tier on YouTube and your subscription is photo review level, it doesn't just make you Carty Crew. It takes your subscription away altogether. So you have to sign up again at Carty Crew level. So my goal is to get the people who are photo submission level members. Maybe you'll join on YouTube and become a member too. Because again, it's like separate. I am trying to keep a culture of chat and vibes here with members only YouTube live streams and members only chat and things like that, to keep like a reason for you to pay that $5 as a subscription. But for submission and for photo level submission, it's a completely different thing. And I'm going to just manage that off YouTube, because if you can imagine, like 100 members paying me $10, so that's $1,000, and then imagine 300 of that dollars goes to YouTube for doing what? I'm doing all the work. I'm doing all the reviews. You know what I mean? Just for them. And you don't even get specially isolated as like a higher tier. Like it doesn't isolate photo submission members from just regular members. So you're not getting an extra different crown or what. It's dumb the way that YouTube does tiers. So we're just going to do one tier, $5, Carty Crew membership level, and then all my other higher education and photo reviews is higher education. So that's going to all exist, including my community at the Carty method. So super simple. If you want to join, you just go to thecartymethod.com/communities and community. Sorry, not plural. Just go here, thecartymethod.com/community, just like that. And then you'll get here, click join free for now, and you'll get here. Put in your email address, your name, and it will deploy my community. Who's got a question for me? So for this coming weekly assignment, the photo submissions for the next several weeks will as I'm trying to migrate everybody over to the Carty method for submissions, there still will be people who've paid and are submitting through YouTube. Submitting through Discord. So I'm still going to be going checking that folder, and then going over here and checking that folder, and doing it both ways, probably for a week or two, until everybody knows. Don't like, and again, I'm going to wait like probably 7 days before. That's how long it's going to take me to individually email every single person who's a member at the photo submission level, because I'm going to delete their membership and they're going to have to sign back up at Carty Crew and sign up, because I'm going to have to send you the exact instructions and then sign up over here. So that's basically it. There'll be a landing page, and it'll all be like, you go to the Carty method and you'll figure out everything, how to join my community, how to submit on YouTube. Like, it's just one single solitary hub for everything. And then YouTube becomes its own thing, which is the vehicle for that hub, where if you pay for photo reviews, YouTube's where they're going to happen. You know what I mean? So it's pretty cool. Very, very, very new system. Again, I've signed up, and again, I pay for this delivery system. I'm paying hundreds per month in order to operate this entire website and this whole thing, but it's worth it. It's going to be worth it for you. It's going to be worth it in the long run, just for the growth of this channel. And I'm just confident. I'm confident that this is the right move to make, especially at this time in the beginning of summer. Like, it's going to be insanely busy. July, August, September. Like, there's no good time to do any migration. There's never a good time to do a migration. There's never a good time for change. But when you're evolving, when you're growing, when you're adapting, when you're changing, the best time to start that is right now. So I'm starting it right now. And it's because literally as soon as I figured this out, the next thing was like, I'm deading the Discord. And that shows you, like, I hold on to a strong idea weekly. Like, at the Discord, which you guys are absolutely married to. Like, believe me, with the exception of dark mode and Cool Kip, if you have a hack for a Chrome extension for using dark mode, post it in my new community. Go to the cartymethod.com/community. There's a link in the video description. Click that, join my community. If you're a photo submission member, downgrade. That's my downgrade. Do that right now. Downgrade, and in the coming days, make sure that you're on the Carty method. Make sure, like, you can sign up, you can register, you can do all that stuff, or you can just wait. Yes, Nikki Lynn. Nikki Lynn's got a question for me. Can I link the new site? Yeah, it's in the video description. It is in the video description, but I will put it here. This is the new community, but if you just go to the cartymethod.com, it's there, but it's right there for you in chat. That's the link to the new community. So yes, people, this is like adapt or die. It's so simple, like adapt or fail. Like and adapting could be as simple as acting. It could be as simple as, like, every day you do the same thing, and every day you're not doing something towards moving your photography career forward. Like, just don't do that. Like, it's almost impossible to fail if you're consistent and you do the work. Like, and if you don't know what work that is, I have all of these frameworks. I have all of this content, and like, I literally, if you have the time, watch my YouTube channel. Just dive deep into podcasts, start clicking the topics that resonate with you if you're trying to do this free. And if you're willing to invest a little bit in yourself, I can help you do it way faster. Guys, I hope today brought you value. That's how to get unstuck and how to adapt, because adaptation is why I'm here, is because I adapt. And that's the future of you as a photographer. It's the future of our species. I love you so much. Thanks for watching. And also, don't forget, becoming a member here at the community level, Carty Crew level, makes it so I can do these commercial-free streams, because the last thing that we want to do is to have to insert commercials during these YouTube live streams. I do insert commercials after. Well, YouTube does it, but I do turn on monetization after these live streams. But the reason that I'm able to keep it going commercial-free is because of the members of this channel. So please don't just stop, because I wouldn't be able to scroll your name across the top of the screen. And all these gifted memberships and all that stuff, like that, come on, that's part of the culture of this channel and keeps this growth happening. So if you became a member recently, if you were gifted a membership recently, you're gonna see your name scrolling across the top of the screen. For all those people who are gifting memberships out there, thank you. I appreciate you all. If you are a believer and saw my channel recently and became a subscriber, you had to hit the sub button. Your name's going to be scrolling across the bottom of the screen. I can only show 25, so the last 25 of you are there. Takes a lot to hand type all of these people and put my little emotes after every single person's name. So you can imagine, takes forever. So I can only do 25. Guys, I love you. I hope today brought you information, education, and inspiration. Please go to the Carty method for all things Carty.